going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be reviewing a fan manga entitled Dragon Ball Multiverse, which is a fan-made manga set within its own timeline outside of the main canon of Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation, involving both characters from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, as the overall concept of Dragon Ball Multiverse involves universes from all timelines and dimensions to gather together and battle in one tournament in order to determine which one of the many participating universes competing in this tournament will be the first to obtain the prize of the Dragon Balls for their own personal usage. As for many years now, I've been reviewing and introducing all kinds of Dragon Ball fan mangas to the world created by the community for the community, so if you guys are interested in seeing and reading up on incredible stories and concepts such as Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball Legendary, Dragon Ball New Age, Dragon Ball X, and many others, then feel free to check out the Dragon Ball fan manga playlist in the description box for more videos such as this, as right now we are going to be diving into a brand new manga chapter. As before we begin, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be the first to know when a new video is posted onto this channel, as we kick off Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 37 on Earth on November 3rd, age 762 in Universe 8. And we see a very familiar scene as Goku, Krillin, and Vegeta presently on the battlefield, as Krillin looks on over to Vegeta and stating, "You killed my friends, and I'll avenge all of them." As Vegeta looks on over, he goes on to say, "Damn, I can't move." And at this point, this was the exact scenario that we saw happen in Dragon Ball Z, kind of like a what-if scenario if Krillin were to actually go through in killing Vegeta. As Krillin cries out, "Die," he proceeds to fully decapitate Vegeta. Right before the initial attack, Vegeta goes on to state, "Impossible. Me, Vegeta, killed by these maggots." As his body is lingering on the floor, Krillin goes on over to look at Goku and stating, "Goku, did you say something?" As Goku is lying there motionless after his battle with Vegeta, Goku goes on to state, "No, too late. After all, it wasn't that reasonable." As Krillin gazes upon Goku, Vegeta life was taken by Krillin on planet Earth. As the narration goes on to state, the survivors were picked up by their friends. They decided to go on planet Namek and search for the original Dragon Balls in order to resurrect the others. But Vegeta's employers had overheard their plans and intercepted the Earthlings. As later on Namek, our friends were unwelcomed. The ruthless Frieza sought immortality. He slaughtered the Nameks and stole their Dragon Balls. His two lieutenants were even stronger than Vegeta. And as for Frieza, he was incredibly worse. And seeing Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma arrive on planet Namek, they were unwelcomed by Frieza's army as they were the first to come across them, with Frieza seemingly enough having to go as far as to gain the Dragon Balls for himself. Finally healed, Goku followed after them, but would arrive 6 days late. Would he get there in time? Gohan had already been noticed by saving the life of a Namek child. They barely escaped Doria, who believed he killed them. The little Namek was named Dende, and he gave his trust to the Earthlings. Suspicious, Frieza asked to see the bodies. As the Doria heads back to check on the bodies, he goes on to state, "I'm good for a dive." As meanwhile elsewhere, Krillin goes on to talk to Bulma, Dende, and Gohan and stating, "We've got to warn them. I'll head over to the village where we felt the others. It's just over there." As Bulma proceeds to state, "So there are only 2 groups of Nameks left that still have their Dragon Ball?" As Dende goes on to reply by stating, "I must see our Grand Elder. It's very far from here, but I have to go." As Gohan goes on to state, "I'm coming with you. You can't go alone." As the narration continues, in the last Namek village, we see how Krillin begins to speak to some of the Namekian elders. As one of the Namekians goes on to state, "Your intentions are pure. We trust you." As Krillin thanks them, he immediately notices that one of the soldiers had spotted him, and stating, "Haha, I found a village. I must tell Lord Frieza immediately." As Krillin looks up, he goes on to state that power, a soldier from their group. And as the soldier heads back, he goes on to state, "How did he find me? I've got to get out of here. There's too many of them to handle." And as soon as he goes off to fly away, he is immediately encountered by the Namekians and Krillin. As Krillin goes on to state not so fast. And in this particular universe, keep in mind, Vegeta is dead. He is no longer a contributing factor in the Namek story, especially now with the utilization of Frieza's lieutenants and possibly to be the Ginyu Force later on. As they manage to tie the soldier up, Krillin goes on to state we're lucky. He was one of the weakest of them. As the soldier goes on to cry out, Master Frieza will destroy you. As Krillin says, but the remaining 3 are much stronger than us, and if this guy found our village, the others won't be far behind, in referencing Dodoria. And meanwhile, elsewhere, we see how Dodoria is exploring somewhat of a lake, as Dodoria goes on to state, damn, there's nothing, they fled for sure. Lord Frieza's gonna have my head. I have to crisscross the globe endlessly to find them, as immediately Dodoria flies on up in his search of Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma. Even then, as Dende's beginning to fly away, Gohan goes on to ask, are we close? As Dende goes on to state a few more hours, with Gohan replying, well, let's take a break then. I mean, it's not like as if somebody's looking for us, right? As Dodoria went on to search for hours after taking a break, the narration goes on to state Gohan and Dende resume their journey. And as Gohan and Dende are beginning to continue their journey, immediately Gohan begins to notice something behind him. As he turns around, finally Dodoria had spotted him. And as Dodoria spots him, Dodoria goes on to state, finally, I found you little monsters, and now I'm going to kill you. As meanwhile, back over at Guru's place, Guru goes on to tell Nail, I sensed something outside, please go see. As Dodoria is moments away from charging on in and killing Dende and Gohan, Gohan begins to tell Dende, run away, I'll slow him down. And immediately right through Gohan and Dende, Nail emerges in slowing down Dodoria. As Dodoria goes on to state, who are you? Brah, who cares? You're still going to die like the others. As Dende cries out, Nail, with Gohan having to say Piccolo, and Dende's like, no, Nail, he's evil, he killed everyone in the village. And Nail looks pretty badass because he's given Dodoria such a mean look, as within an instant after hearing this, Nail punches a hole right through Dodoria's chest. He hits him so hard, not only does he shatter the armor, but essentially it was a one-hitter quitter. And as Dodoria's coughing up blood, he begins to faint into the lake and stating, it's impossible. As Dende quotes in saying, Nail is our soul warrior type Namek. He protects our elder. And Gohan's like, whoa, you're super strong. As Nail looks behind him, he goes on to state, come, the Grand Elder awaits you. As we head back to Bulma, who is standing outside of a cave, she goes on to state it's much larger than ours anyway. I mean, about our enemies, they don't really want to leave their village, so now I guess I'm here with just the Dragon Ball. I mean, there are only 3 left, and they can't sense where we are or detect the Dragon Balls. So while we know exactly where they are, and we outnumber them, we have a chance. As Krillin goes on to state, but with their terrifying force, our only option is to maintain the ruse until Goku arrives in 5 days. Meanwhile, in Frieza's ship, we see how Frieza's talking to Zarbon and stating, I decided to call the Ginyu Squad. They should be here in 5 days, with new scouters. Since those 2 incapable idiots Dodoria and Apple aren't back, I need you to seek out the remaining villages. I'll stay here near the Dragon Balls, as Zarbon agrees by stating, yes, Lord Frieza. The end result going back to Guru's place is Guru having to welcome everyone and saying, welcome, you're an Earthling, aren't you? Thank you for saving my child Dende. As Gohan states, it's nothing, sir, Guru replies by stating, this is terrible. Almost all of my children have been killed by these monsters. Our Dragon Balls were supposed to bring wisdom and prosperity, not this. As Gohan states, sir, if we can gather the Dragon Balls and resurrect Mr. Piccolo, our balls would also come back and we would be able to save everyone. As Guru states, Piccolo. The Grand Elder read the mind of Gohan and the history of the Earthlings, as we see how Guru goes on to state, I will unlock it. Your potential is big, very big indeed. And just as we saw in Dragon Ball Z, Guru awakens Gohan's hidden power. As Gohan can't even believe it, he goes on to state, what? Such strength? Sir, Could you do that to Krillin too? As the narration states, Gohan decided to go look for his friend. The elder reminded him that his life and with it the Dragon Balls were coming to an end. Our heroes would need to hurry in order to make their wish. As the narration states, less than 1 hour later, we see how Krillin spots Gohan in the sky with a massive difference in power. As Gohan goes on to state, you have to come. There is a warrior like Piccolo, and the Grand Elder can make you a lot stronger. As Krillin's like, really? We have powerful allies? I mean, even with that, whoa, this power. As both of them begin to sense something, they look behind them and notice that there's Zarbon. As the Nameks begin to talk to Zarbon and stating, there is no Dragon Ball here, you must leave now. As Zarbon goes on to state, ha! No way. And even then, Gohan senses this and he wants to fight, as Krillin goes on to state, no Gohan, we can't do anything. As Gohan states, it's the other right arm. He's killing the Nameks again. Yes, I can, Krillin, I'm much stronger now. As we look on over back on the battlefield, one of the soldiers goes on to state, it's the little guy who left with the Dragon Ball. He's the one who attacked Dodoria before, along with the other bald one right there. As Zarbon goes on to laugh and stating, haha, I wonder if that idiot Dodoria's been captured in another village just like this one. And without noticing, Gohan immediately rushes in and attacking Zarbon, and Zarbon's able to deflect. However, Gohan here is bringing the firepower as he's beginning to attack Zarbon, so much so that Zarbon seems like he's having a bit of a difficult time in keeping Gohan at bay. As one of the soldiers goes on to state, that's not good, I'd better warn Lord Frieza, as he immediately gets kicked right in the face by Krillin, as Krillin goes on to state, sorry, but I'm at the end of my rope and I'm not as nice as the Nameks. As Zarbon laughs, he goes on to state, ho ho, you hold your own quite well there, you little brats, as he knocks Gohan down. And in a fit of rage, Krillin unleashes a massive blast, but states, psh, ridiculous, as he thought that he had deflected the blast heading towards him, but instead, the one singular blast ended up turning into a bunch of small ones, catching Zarbon from all angles, including from behind. It's only then that Krillin goes on to state, ha, direct hit. And Zarbon's battle damage goes on to state, that's enough. You've managed to really irritate me. As Gohan cuts him off by kicking him right in the face, Gohan goes on to state, how dare you kill all of those people. As he charges up a massive blast, he shoots it down at Zarbon, as Krillin goes on to state, Gohan, come on, we've got to go while he's knocked out. And Gohan's like, no, I've got to finish him off. As Krillin argues with him by stating, surely this guy is indestructible as Vegeta. As Gohan goes on to state, no, they aren't invincible. That pink one was killed with a single attack. And as Zarbon overhears this, he comes flying out of the crater and stating, Dodoria? Killed with a single blow? By whom? As Gohan and Krillin begin to charge up their attacks, Zarbon begins to laugh, as he then proceeds to attack both of them by grabbing them both by the throat and stating, oh, I won't kill you right away, I have questions to ask you. Where are the Dragon Balls of the village? Where is Dodoria? As he's slamming both Gohan and Krillin's skulls against each other, he's laughing some more by stating, I'll roughen you up a bit just to bring you back to Lord Frieza, as the manga chapter comes to a close. Now, this manga chapter will indefinitely continue in Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 38, which will debut on this channel tomorrow, and I really do love the fearlessness of Gohan in this chapter, because during the Namek arc, Gohan and Krillin were very hesitant to do much without Vegeta, without Goku, and here things are portrayed and showcased a bit differently in seeing how Dodoria was complete fodder, and seeing how Vegeta never existed in this story to begin with after his fight with Goku. And I think that this chapter definitely showcases more or less what happened and what essentially was the history of the Universe 8 Warriors, which is why they're even participating in this multiversal tournament to begin with. It's really important to see where this carries on forward, because we don't know how involved Captain Ginyu and the Ginyu Force are going to be on the same arrival date as Goku, and the fate of Zarbon and essentially Frieza as Goku arrives. But I definitely definitely did enjoy this manga chapter, not as much as some of the others, but it was enjoyable for the story aspect and seeing how everyone was able to develop. But in the end, I would like to get your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this manga chapter? I would like to get your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Thank you all once more for watching. If of course you guys are new to this channel and love Dragon Ball, don't forget to punch that subscribe button, enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, follow me at Twitter at UnrealEntGaming and Instagram at UnrealDBZ. Make sure you guys slap a like down below if you guys enjoyed and leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be seeing you all in the next Dragon Ball fan manga review. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge!